I helped an older nurse with her charting. In other ways, it is so confusing. Is that true for you? Hey guys, when you were in college, if you went to college right out of high school, did you have any older students in your class? I did. If you're like me, almost every older student had a reputation for asking too many questions. Is that true for you? It's one of the things I worried about when going back to school is, oh no, I'm gonna be that older student that has a reputation for asking too many questions. And then I started Portage, and Portage, that was my prereq classes. The online thing was so easy to navigate, and I was feeling pretty good. I do not think I was one of those students that asked too many questions. But then, so officially classes haven't started yet, but they've opened up they've handed out the syllabuses, they've shown us the assignments. So even though the first day of class hasn't started, we're expected to be working on our assignments now, doing the reading, getting started, all that stuff. I suddenly went back to, oh no, I am one of those students. Guys, the website, Elmhurst is just kind of, in some ways it's really, really organized and well laid out. In other ways, it is so confusing. And there's so many passwords and so many different programs to be in. Like email is through Microsoft. And if I want to open up PowerPoints, which I don't have Microsoft on my computer, I have access to Microsoft like Suite through my email. So the PowerPoints and stuff they send me, I have to open up through the Microsoft stuff that I have access through online somehow. I'm learning it. Elsevier is this like nursing website that all my textbooks are on, and some of my quizzes are taken through Elsevier, and there's videos on Elsevier, but they're connected through the school's app or program called Blackboard. I can go to Elsevier's website without Blackboard, and that's the only way I know to access my textbooks. But then for the clinical skills videos, the only way I know to find them on Elsevier is through Blackboard. It's just very confusing. I was worried. I was like, oh no, I am technology illiterate. But we have discussion forums, and I'm in a WhatsApp group now, and I'm realizing two positives. One, this is a second degree program, so most of us are older, so I'm not the oldest one, and I'm probably not the most technology illiterate one. I can already tell lots of people had the exact same questions I had. It made me feel great. Two, some of it was just, this is a brand new program for Elmhurst. We're the second cohort going through this almost completely online program. The teachers are still learning, and some links just weren't set up right, and that's why we were having trouble finding the Elsevier videos through Blackboard. And they fixed it, so I feel better. But when all this technology stuff was going on, I started thinking about all the technology stuff nurses have to do with charting, and like the computers, they're always on the computer at the hospital. Like they bring computers into your room now. They have little floating, rolling computer stands. I was like, I'm gonna have to learn how to do all this, and it's gonna be confusing. Well, then we got a new nurse for Raylan at home. Raylan's supposed to get 80 hours a week of nursing. I think I've told you guys in the past, we're lucky to get half of that covered. Right now, we have 3 nurses. If all 3 nurses worked all the shifts they say they want to work on a regular basis, we would have 80 hours covered. And part of me is like, oh, I don't want someone in my home 80 hours a week. And part of me is like, oh, thank you. Because right now, Raylan takes a lot of work at night. Like actually right before I film this, it's 5:30 in the morning. I realized, Raylan needs some ibuprofen. And then I gave her ibuprofen. And then I sat down to start filming this, and Raylan's food pump started beeping. I was like, the ibuprofen clogged the food pump. Had to go do that. Raylan has us up a lot at night when we don't have a night nurse. So we almost have 80 hours covered. But here's the deal. To get all these hours covered, we had to go with 2 agencies. And our newest agency that started, they have all electronic charting. And the newer nurse, well, she's older. Get where I'm going here? We're not as good with technology. She's older. She's much older than me even. And this is a new program for her. So, naturally it's a little bit of a challenge, and she was trying to send it and she's like,
I don't understand this. I clicked limited range of motion and now it's telling me I have to choose one. She's like, I did choose one. I choose limited range of motion.
And I was like, let me see it. So she showed it to me, and it said limited range of motion, and there's a little bubble you could click, which she did. And then next to it, if you look close, it said ULE, and I immediately knew. I'm so happy. That's just thanks to Raylan that meant upper left extremity, upper right extremity, lower left extremity, lower right extremity. And I said, oh, you clicked limited range of motion, but you have to pick which limbs are limited. I'm like, so that's all of Raylan. So you click upper left extremity, upper right extremity, lower left extremity, lower right extremity. I knew how to do the charting intuitively. Now, I'm not saying that if I was given that program, I would know how to chart everything. I don't even know how to take a blood pressure yet, so couldn't do a lot of it. But I had some panic in this last week, and then I had relief when I saw other students were having the same problems. I saw some of my problems were just related to the teachers not having their online websites course stuff set up just right, like some links weren't working right. And I helped an older nurse with her charting. I feel better. So that's it. I'm an older student. There's no way around that. 41 is not old. I've told everyone 40s are fabulous. I don't feel old, but to be going back to school, I feel old. And I know to be going back to school, guys, I am old. When I was in college, all of my friends, like the older students, we were always just like, don't raise your hand, don't raise your hand, don't raise your hand, because they would have so many questions. I don't want to be that student. I mean, yeah, I don't want to be that student. I don't think I'm going to. It's really a goal of mine. So that's all. Just an update on what it's like to be an older student. I wanted to talk about technology and being older and things that scare me and things that gave me a boost of confidence to say, I can do it.